it been a full week since the last Friday? That's what I'm wondering. And have you been getting out of your funk and feeling happy yet? If you've been following us, you know that this is what we're talking about. How can you get out of your funk and feel happy? And we don't know what your funk is, but you do. And we're giving you some of the skills and tools so that you can figure out how to switch it around for yourself. So this is Rita Wood. I'm Tammy Magnuson, and we're your brain trainers answering a question today.
And what is the question today, Miss Tammy?
The question is, I'm tired of always being angry, but other people disappoint me. My manufacturer sent me bad products. My renter doesn't clean the kitchen. My cat wakes me up all freaking night. My health is no good, and nobody that I encounter knows what they're doing.
Wow.
How am I supposed to turn this anger, switch this anger off?
Wow. Is it anger or disappointment that she has to switch off?
She asked how to switch off the anger.
Okay. Wow. Anger.
So the disappointment's making her angry is kind of the assumption for that. So what we were talking about earlier, Rita was like, she was telling us how to direct this play. Tell us about it.
Well, yeah, we are the director. We direct our lives. We're the producer. We have the script written out on how disappointment is going to show up and how anger is going to arise. And so when how do you shut it off is that you create a new program. And in our brain training, what we do is we would go to disappointment, we'd go to anger, and we would figure out how are you doing it internally? How are you creating it? What are you saying to yourself, doing to yourself? Where is your focus point at? So some of the focus points Tammy was mentioning earlier is like, look at what is clean. I mean, you have a renter. Wow, that's awesome. That means you have maybe cash flow, you have property. That's like huge. That's above average, right? And you have your business manufacturer. You have a business. Wow, like there's something to be grateful for. But being grateful is not entertaining enough. So disappointment is better, right? It's more fun. It's more comfortable. So find out how where in your life have you been disappointed? Who disappointed you, or who are you disappointing?
Right.
Is it yourself? Is it others? Is it when you were little, someone says, oh, that was very disappointing. And so therefore you have to fill in. Now you're the director because they're not doing it to you anymore. Now you're doing it to yourself. So rewrite the script.
Interesting. Yes. And I find that's true, that sometimes it's because we've been disappointed by people when we were younger that created that program. And sometimes it's because we disappointed someone else, and then that disappointment was left in us. And what that did was just focus the brain. Notice all the disappointments, and then you can have your anger. You can get angry. And it's not that you want it. It's that you focused your brain to notice it. And so one of the comments I said was like, notice how many minutes you are sleeping. Notice how many parts were good. Notice how many people aren't disappointing, or how many people you're not disappointing. And so what that instantly does is just switch the focus over right away to noticing the positive, because if you're noticing the negative, it will continue to show up and it will get bigger, and you'll wonder what's wrong with me, which is what the point that I got to. So I think that's great advice. Imagine it like you're directing it from this disappointed person. What are you going to notice? And then what's the opposite of being disappointed, right? Maybe it's being happy. Maybe it's being carefree. Maybe it's being fulfilled. Okay. Now go back and direct the play in the same way, but from that perspective. And notice if that will help you switch off that anger, because the anger is just a response to that disappointment. Stop noticing disappointment. And
there's definitely different ways of doing it. And this is just one way to do it. So would you like to have the power to get out of your own funk? An easier way to do it is just come and join us. Come and join the Flip It crew, and you get to flip your funk into happiness, your disappointment into joy. So here's the QR code. Come on in and join us.
It's lots of fun to learn your own programs and see how they show up in your life and know what to do about it. And that's what you get to learn. You get to do this for yourself. It's your self solutions. Okay. We're calling it Funky Town. You get out of your funk and into the funky town. Like this video, comment below, ask us questions that you'd like answers to for things that you're getting the same results. Okay. That's why it's a pattern. And that's what we're talking about when we're talking about programmed. If it's a pattern that consistently is showing up in your life, it's become a habit. It's become part of your personality, but it doesn't have to be. When you know what to do, it can change. And we'd love to invite you in.
Very good. Thank you.
All right. Have a great Friday.